Shalom, shalom. I just want to get everything situated before we start anything. Let me get everything situated. I gotta check, make sure I can hear. Make sure I can hear you. Y'all can hear me. Y'all can hear me. Making sure y'all can hear me, especially everybody on Facebook. Okay, I can see they can hear. Okay. So just bear with me for a few seconds. Let me I just gotta get this stuff on this side handled, and we gonna get right to the point. So I want to give all praises and all glory and all honor to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai by Hashem Rakakwadash. Yahweh is the most high God, and Yahweh Shai is who the world ignorantly calls Jesus the Christ. Right? And I want to give double honors where honor is due to the elders and the apostles, the captains, the deacons, that the most high enabled in this ministry. Of course, starting with Elder Tahir on down, that been ruling well through the spirit, right? And for the other hopeful elect who scattered abroad, whoever you may be, four corners of the earth, that's teaching the sincere milk in the parables. Can you turn that down? The parables and the prophecies of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and to the wives and the single sisters that's playing a role in the ministry. Lord willing, the Most High have mercy on the other brothers and sisters that is not in the walk. Let's see. I just want to make sure everything is good. There's a lot of things going on in Israel, let alone right now we're in this period of time dealing with Passover, right? And this is a time that we want to be more in tune, more in the spirit, right? Um, a lot of us need to pray for healing, right? Pray for strength. We need to even pray, close that door. We need to pray that these scriptures that we're able to soak them in, right? Let the Lord, you want to ask the Lord to make you a spiritual sponge so you can be spiritually inclined to Yahweh Shem Yahushai's message, right? Your purpose, right? The Lord's vision. Let alone for the sisters, you will want brothers should be praying for the sisters out here, especially the sisters that can be used wrongly, right? Right? Because there's definitely some sisters that need, uh, there's sisters out here that definitely need brothers to pray for them, man. Hold on, I just got to do something real quick. Sorry, y'all. I got to make sure everything is copacetic. So we're going to go over the state of mind of the hardest thing to do is not do. Me and my brother me and one of my brothers, we had did a song called "The Hardest Thing to Do Is Not Do." So we're gonna actually deal with that type of topic, right? Because there's a lot of things that a lot of our brothers and sisters might do or not do, because the hardest thing to do is not do. For Israel, the hardest thing to not do, that they choose to not do, is actually follow the Lord with all their heart, might, and soul, right? So if you want, you could definitely drop precepts in the chat. That would definitely be thankful and most definitely appreciate it, right? So um, to hop right into this, what in the world? That was crazy. Okay, so the first verse I'm gonna tap into. I'm gonna go to I'm gonna go to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 16, verse 11. Right. And this is not even the point of the lesson. I'm just bringing this out. Lord willing, uh, y'all can take this. Right. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6, verse 11, and it reads: So then, make my teaching your treasure and joy, and you will be well instructed, right? So the teachings of Yahweh Shem Shai, we got to take and enjoy. That was the GNT for some reason. I'm going to read it in the KJV. It says, Wherefore set your affections upon my words, desire them, and ye shall be instructed. So even for men and women, let alone we're ushering in Passover. So a lot of men and women spiritually could be going through certain things definitely during this time because the Lord is sending a death spirit out. Let alone there's going to be spirits that's going to test your spiritual faith, your spiritual gangster. It's a lot of men and women that are too comfortable in this truth. It's a lot of men and women that don't want correction. It's a lot of men that just, oh, it's the Passover or it's the Sabbath, and they're not looking at it in a spiritual way. They're not trying to cleanse themselves. A lot of us is speaking about things too much in the community and not being discreet. A lot of us is showing our wickedness out in the street because we're not discreet, but that's the Lord making you not discreet. The Lord is making you not discreet so you can be corrected to be discreet, because anything that's in darkness is going to come to light. Even though it's some people that might think they ain't doing the damn thing wrong, but if some of us is moving wrong, some of us is dealing or surrounding ourselves the wrong influence, the Lord will have you going through certain shit, right? And some people are not made to be in our lives while we're building ourselves up. And if you're not putting the armor of the Lord on, you shouldn't be around temptation. because you are not working on putting the armor of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. So that's why we have to put our affections on the words of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Hey, like me, I am not better than you, but soon as I hear something that's motivating in the scriptures, the Lord start putting in other scriptures in my mind, and it creates a lesson. So instead of me just like, oh, damn, oh, that's good, the Lord compels me to just make alive, and then there we go, the lesson starts. So I'm affectionate, I set my affection on the words of Yahweh because it gets me through the day. It corrects me. It's a two-edged sword. It helps me to make better decisions, right? I might be mean around my family, but I do it out of love. I don't do it out of hate. I do it because we have a weak flesh. And sometimes you need tough loving in this ministry, right? But you need sincere love. And we have to desire his words, desire his ministry, desire to be perfect, desire his righteousness, desire to be taught, desire to be directed. Ye shall be instructed if we desire his words, if we desire his face. That's like if you say you want a husband, guess what? You're going to take what the Lord gives you that you need. Women shouldn't be taking what they want. They should be getting what they need, because needs is longevity. What you want is going to be for a part time. Now, there's nothing wrong with getting a handsome man, but get you a man that looks beautiful in the fear of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. When we focus on the spiritual things, a brother, the Lord, he might actually be handsome when we start looking at the spiritual things of men and women, right? Because as we're going into the Passover, after this Passover, you don't want to run into the same mistakes. You don't want to run into the same friends, right? So that was one precept, you got the understanding of. Let's go to another one just for motivation sakes. You can go to second Ezra chapter 16. It's crazy. I'm hungry to teach now, and now I'm getting hungry. I'm actually getting hungry, and I just ate. That's hilarious. This is second Ezra chapter 16, verse 66. It says, what will ye do, or how will ye hide your sins before God and his angels? So technically, if the hardest thing to do is not do, it's a lot of men and women that say they believe in God, they believe they are Israelite, such and such and such. The hardest thing for a lot of men and women, brothers think they are Israelite and they're not reading, they're not teaching their loved ones. I got a cousin that I know that got a girlfriend that believes in Torah cards, that believe in witchcraft. But if this man think he an Israelite and he's not reading, you deserve a woman that's in witchcraft, because you're not teaching her that that's false. You have to go in the Bible to teach the people everything outside of the Lord is false. If a man is not dwelling with a woman according to knowledge, he's going to be overthrown by other beliefs that his wife believe in. During the time of Passover, especially any high holy day, you're supposed to examine yourselves, right? Because the Lord, he is watching everything. Brothers think they can hide. Oh, I ain't teaching my wife. Let me just not show the world. The Lord know you ain't teaching your wife. Guess what? The world is going to know that your wife love witchcraft, or your wife is a lesbian, or you could be gay. The Lord is eventually going to show that through the world. Whatever is in darkness is going to come to light. If you don't care for the Lord, it's going to be shown. Eventually, your kids is going to know. Your cousin, your aunt, eventually is going to be known, right? But a lot of men don't want to teach, and a lot of women don't want to listen. But some men don't know how to teach their women or their children. But let me tell you the answer. It's because men are not trying to set their affection on the Lord. Some men just want the answer just given on their lap. Most women are taking advantage of men because through the spirit, the Lord is making your women overthrown you, right? And I'm gonna go to that precept to show you, right? Men can't let's get it, right? And what I'm saying, it might be offensive, but I really don't care. I don't say anything to be smooth. I say things that's honest and straight on point. This is Isaiah the third chapter, verse 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. So I want to explain both of those. The reason why the children is your oppressor is because the mother and father, y'all break y'all backs for your children. Your kid say he want a PlayStation, you make sure he gets that, right? Your children is your oppressor. Your kid want to don't want to learn. Mom, when I come home, I don't want you to teach me nothing. I want to play the game. Guess what? Through the spirit, when Christmas come, you niggas do not sit down teaching your kid where Christmas come from, but you make sure you get those gifts for your kids. It was a son that killed his mom because I think she didn't pay for his roadblock membership, so he killed his mother. Another kid shot his mom because she wouldn't let him use TikTok. Right? Our kids is our oppressors. Women rule over the men. You want to know why? Because most men in this world do not teach their women shit. If a man allow his women to go half naked, booty hanging all out on a Monday, Tuesday afternoon, it's because his women rule over him. He might not see it because he ain't a spiritual man. But through the spirit, if a woman is walking out half naked and this man saying, "This is my wife," she rules over you. Because a woman shouldn't be, no Israelite woman should walk outside half naked. And a thick woman, juicy with booty and titties out, should not be showing cleavage or her curves. But a woman rule over you because she like, no, I want to wear what I want to wear. Men are afraid to teach women because guess what? Most women don't find men attractive that are intellectual, that have knowledge. If you have knowledge, keep it at a minimum, right? In this society, a lot of women have that independent spirit. In the time of Passover, you gotta be in the, you gotta be in a different state of mind during Passover. You can't be prideful ushering in Passover and after Passover. You can't even be a prideful person serving the Lord, right? So, oh my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err and to destroy the way of thy paths. A lot of people that want to be leaders in Israel, they cause a lot of men and women to err. And it goes by the teaching. Some people can be teaching something that's totally off, and that can have you moving in air, right? So Lord willing, y'all understood that one, right? Let me see if I can get something else. The right? And brothers gotta understand if you especially if you calling yourself an Israelite, you don't want that's the dumbest thing to me saying I'm an Israelite man and I'm not trying to dwell with my wife according to knowledge, right? But I want her to be submissive to me. I want her to do this and do that. You niggas need a woman to take advantage of you. If you choose not to dwell with her according to knowledge, she need to go against you. I mean, a woman shouldn't, right? But at the end of the day, how you men is, y'all got the spirit. Y'all rather have that going on. A real man in the Lord, he's not about to allow his woman to rule over him. Uh, let me see, because I know we supposed to be teaching our kids, right? But other than that, because we in captivity, we're gonna actually touch on that. We're gonna go to Zechariah. We're gonna go to Zechariah because that's another reason. That's another reason why women rule over us too, because the captivity, things change, rulership change, the way how this society move is more beneficial for women. This place is more beneficial for women. This is Zechariah chapter 1, verse 15 in the GNT. It says, "And I am very angry with the nations that enjoy quiet and peace. For while I was holding back my anger against my people, those nations made the suffering of my people worse." So that's why I try to tell people, don't attach yourself with this world, because um these nations, they made our suffering worse. We might not be getting beat in 2023, but we getting beat mentally, financially. They're doing crafty counsel behind your back, and you just don't know it. And this is why it's a lot of black men and black women that's not talking about God enough. They're not even talking about the news. A lot of brothers haven't been watching the news. They don't understand what's really going on. People don't know that the news is talking about the government been fighting against unidentified aircrafts. Oh, it's UFOs. Some of y'all don't even know that. Then some of y'all might think aliens is real, but don't even know. Alien mean basically somebody that's a foreign. Alien is basically a foreign, really a foreign person. The real ones that's in visiting this place would be angels, right? But you would not understand that, right? Through this, only people that's really cleaving, walking in the spirit of Yahweh Shemal Shai, they will understand the vehicles of Yahweh Shemal Shai with the angels in it. They visit the earth because the Lord is upholding these kingdoms, right? But they did worse to us. That's why the Lord is going to come back with vengeance, right? We got another one just to back that up. This is Isaiah, right? 47 verse 6. It says, I was angry with my people. I treated them as no longer mine, right? And we can tell the Lord treated us not as people. When you look at Hosea chapter 1, he told Hosea, go get a whoredom woman and and make a whoredom child to be symbolic to Israel because they are a whoredom nation, right? So the Lord started treating us not his people. Next thing you know, we become heathens, Gentiles. It says, I put them in your power. The Lord gave us I got another verse too. It says, you showed them no mercy, even the age you treated harshly, right? It's another verse. Let's get that before we get this precept. I want to go to uh Azariah, the prayer of Azariah, the prayer of Azariah, right? So let me read back again what I said in the bottom. It says, and I will put them in your power. That's the point that I want to make clear, right? Power we were giving to lawless enemies. When you look at the prayer of Azariah, chapter 1, verse 9, it says, and thou didst deliver us into the hands of lawless enemies. So black Latinos and natives should be talking about this, not the Buffalo Bills. There's nothing wrong with watching sports. There's nothing wrong if you want to bet a little bit. Hey, you do that. You want to dance, you want to party, you want to travel, go do that. But you have to put the Lord first. I'm just sorry. Us niggas, you niggas, simple-minded niggas, y'all don't know that it's the ushering of Passover right now. Soon as you know spring is coming, niggas is like, oh, let me get my booty shorts. Oh, bro, I'm about to have the freshest outfit for spring in the summer. But niggas is not trying to understand the Lord. Why are all these disasters happening? People don't understand that the death angel comes out around Passover, let alone as other spirits that come out. But if brothers is not trying to get in tune why these things is happening, you another lost nigga. This is why your wife don't submit to you. This is why your kids is disobedient. This is why any nigga, especially a nigga or a female that keeps saying I'm bored, and you ask them, why we come to America? What's your nationality? Who God's chosen people? I don't know. I don't know. I never heard that. Men and women should be upset that they don't know who they is. The hardest thing to do is not do. That's the topic. This topic is the hardest thing to do is not do. What you niggas don't do is read. What you niggas don't do is care, right? Like it says, and thou deliver us unto the hands of lawless enemies, most hateful forsakers of God, into an unjust king, the most wicked in all the world. So that shows you that Isaiah 47, verse 6, I will put them in your power. The Lord has given us to lawless people. We're given to their power. That's why they got us moving however they got us moving, to and fro, right? Niggas confused out here. It says, and show them no mercy. So the Lord gave us to them and they showed us no mercy. Even the aged, you treat it harshly. If you don't know a precept that goes with it, okay, let's get it. Let's get that precept that go with it. Let's go to Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, verse, what the heck? 28th chapter, verse 48, Salaki. Verse 50, Salaki, verse 50. It says, the nation of fierce accountants, which shall not regard the person of old, nor show favor to the young. This is a precept that shows you even the aged, you treat it harshly, right? So our oppressors treated the aged people harshly. When you see in Deuteronomy 28 and 50, it tells you a nation of fierce accountants which shall not regard the person of old, nor show favor to the young. Let's look at the CSB. A ruthless nation showing no respect for the old and not sparing the young. So they don't give a damn about the old or young. The hardest thing to do for you guys is to care. Shalom, shalom, elder shalom, Yahweh Shemar Shai Bakatham, my brother, right? The hardest thing for us to do is to accept. The hardest thing for us to do is to believe. The hardest thing for us to do is to sacrifice the things that the world has taught us. You know what? I can't really let these go. I like them too much, brother. Come on, brother. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Hold on, y'all. Salaki, man. Salaki. I just spilled. Spill, man. Can you have TJ come down? So, oh yeah, let's see if anybody dropped the precept. Oh, somebody did. Sirach 23 and 19. Okay, so Sirach, no. Sirach 23 and 19. No, we got. So Sirach chapter 23, verse 19. Let's see what I don't know, I forgot what's his name. Okay, Sirach. Sirach, where is it at? Sirach 23, verse 19. And it reads, such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of Yahweh Shem Yahushai are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men and considering the most secret parts. He knew all things ere ever they were created. So also after they were perfect, he looked upon them all. So the Lord is upholding all the ways of men, right? And he considered the most secret parts. That's why when you go to Jeremiah 17 and 10, it tells you the Lord searched the heart and he tries the rein and he tries to give every man according to his ways. right? And if men are not trying to win the approval of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, like it says in 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15 in the GNT, KJV, it says, study to approve thyself. Most likely you're trying to win the approval of Yahweh Shem Yahushai to see that you're even worthy enough to get in his kingdom, right? We're all working to serve Yahweh Shem Yahushai, right? Uh let's get into it. Let's get um if anybody, like I said, anybody got precepts, most likely it is definitely welcomed, right? The hardest thing to do is not do, right? This is another thing, right? Because a lot of us come in this truth trying to seek the hardest thing when, we haven't molded ourselves to understand the basics things. And then we try to learn the hardest things, um, and then we keep tripping, right? Come in this truth, take your steps. Sometimes you might have to pace yourself self around the same lesson, just so you can implant it in yourself, right? Uh this is Sirach chapter 3, verse 21. Seek not out the things that are too hard for thee, neither search the things that are above thy strength, right? Um, Even more before Passover, because when you look at the hardest things, the hardest thing to do is not do, right? What we want to do is we want to work on the hardest thing to do, to not do, that I'm not going to do. I know damn well I'm not going to do. I don't want to be another person that the hardest thing for me is to not read. I don't want to read. No, let's change that, and let's make it, the hardest thing for me to do is not read. Like, I'm reading, is the hardest thing for me to do is to stop reading. You know what? Take a break, slow down. I want to be on that motion that I don't want to stop. The hardest thing for me to do is to stop seeking the Lord. I can't stop seeking him, right? Everything we do in our lives, we should always want to feel, I can't I can't be without the Lord. I can't go a day without hearing a scripture or hearing a lesson. Like, look, if you wake up on the wrong side of the bed, you should be trying to call on the name of the Lord. You got relationship problems, you should be calling on the name of the Lord. Let alone if you feel like you calling and it's not doing nothing, you should be going to somebody that's in the same mind frame as you. Don't vent to somebody that you might seem that's unrighteous, or a sister that can be, especially sisters in this truth. Don't be telling your bullshit to somebody that's known for gossiping, right? Even men, don't go to another man that's about telling your business to somebody else. Don't tell your business to somebody that's prideful if you ain't prideful. Don't tell your business. Say if you on fire for the Lord and this person not. Don't tell somebody that's not on fire for the Lord your business. Because look, at the end, you got to know the spirit you're dealing with. If you on fire and they not, most likely somebody that's not on fire, that's feeling they might do something that you might not accept. That's why you want to watch what you're doing. It's always think before you act. You want to be in the spirit, meditate always in the spirit. It's not that hard. But the hardest thing to do is not do. You niggas don't like to listen, right? I could probably be the nicest person talking to y'all, and y'all don't even care. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Passover, for this Passover, I want to get more in the spirit, and I want to have I want to have a I don't care type of attitude, right? Because that's how Jake is, when it comes to trying to hear the word. Jake have the mentality of I don't care. So I want to have the mentality, I don't care about, um uh if Jake, you don't want to care, I don't care. Because I'm not here to force it on you. I'm only here for the hopeful elect. Let the Lord show me somebody don't want to hear the word. Okay. I don't care. Because the Lord just gave me, guess what? They're not gonna receive the message. I'm gonna go to somebody else. Let somebody feel evicted that you're not trying to study with them or ask them questions, right? Anybody should get that message. Look, when brothers don't hit me up or I'm not talking to the same brothers no more, the Lord did that because y'all wasn't meant to be buddy buddy. But when I'm always hearing from brothers, I want to talk to brothers, I want to labor with brothers. We were meant. If both of my wives are not annoying me, I cherish having them. Guess what? I'm gonna constantly want them in my life, right? And that's the spirit I have to bring. I have to bring that leadership spirit. I have to bring if I bet you my wife wouldn't like it. I bet you if I stopped being mean, it would be a little weird because the mean keep her on her foot and my kids, right? That's we're living in difficult times, right? Uh Philippians chapter 6 verse Philippians chapter 4 verse 6. Be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto Yahweh. In the peace of Yahweh, which passeth all understanding, shall keep your heart and minds through Yahweh Shai Mashiach Yahweh Shai. Anytime we dealing with something, this is why, especially when I'm dealing with something, especially if I need to vent to somebody, I try to go somebody that has their heart and mind on Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. That's how I know I'm going to get the right answer, right? And in this truth, we should always in everything want to pray, right? Simplification, what? Thanksgiving. And we want to be requesting what we need to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, let alone our wants. But I'm gonna be honest with you. Every man and woman should be praying for their needs before they pray for their wants. Because a lot of y'all be praying for what y'all want and then pray for what you need later on. And then now you regret, damn, I prayed it for what I wanted. And this is not it. This shit not it. And that's why women gotta watch out. Oh, I want a husband. Okay, you want, but do you need a righteous husband? Women are not getting real into it. I just want a covering. I just want a head. That's it. That's all I hear most women saying. Most women, oh, I just want a girl. I just want a wife. They're not putting a spiritual character on that. You keep saying you want a wife, the Lord gonna give you that, then it's gonna come with problems. The same with getting a husband. In this Passover, after and before, we want to be new. When the Sabbath comes, you want to be new after it. You want to be converting. You want to be changing. You want to think. When I serve the Lord, I want to have the same mind frame that I had a year ago, right? I want to get better, right? Actually, let's get into that. You want to be better for the Lord. Yeah, we're gonna go over that. We're gonna get into that. Being better for the Lord, right? Uh, right. Nahum chapter 1, verse 7. Yahweh is good, a stronghold in the day of trouble, and he knoweth them that trust in him. Right? Hey, if people actually was more smart and used the Lord for each counsel, for each situation, thinking on the Lord, or what the Lord feel about this situation, you know, you wanna stay hold on to the Lord when you in trouble. That's why, hey, look, even if I go off or if I slip, even if a brother see it and he corrected me, I turn around and I look at scriptures, or a brother send you scriptures. I'm just going, I'm gonna just meditate on those scriptures. And another thing, sometimes when you run into trouble or problem, another best thing is to shut up and just sit there and just think. Get you a cup of tea, make you a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but make you a tea and just sit there and really think, you know. And lately, for me to try to look at my own vessel, the number one thing lately what I've been thinking of is Isaiah 55 and 6. My thoughts are not your thoughts, your ways are not my ways. I think that's verse 7. You know, and I always think, um, say if I'm looking at things in a human point of view, yeah, the Lord not thinking like this. But every time I want to do a lesson, or every time I touch the word, or if I think about motivation, or what's the scripture of the day, every time I think of these things, it either brings a lesson, or it brings another scripture, or I say something to Miss Gabar, or I say something to Miss Adar. It goes into to a longer conversation, and that spirit builds, and it brings me to doing a lesson. I trust in the Lord that I'm gonna talk about Him every day, right? I have ADHD. I want to be, need to have my attention. I need to be occupied in something. For this ministry, what he's saying, Baruch. What he's saying, Baruch. Baruch 4. Baruch 4, chapter 28. The hardest thing to do is not do, man. If you can't do, guess what? You're going to do the opposite of this, right? Baruch chapter 4, verse 28. For as it was your mind to go astray from God, so being returned, seek him 10 times more. But the hardest thing for you to do is not seek him 10 times more. But like the inspiration that I'm trying to tell you, I want to get in the kingdom. Me just sitting here, and I know I'm keeping the laws to the best of my ability. I have faith, but I want to get in the kingdom. I'm about to do Passover. What pulls me to know, especially for me to stay away from the bullshit, to make sure that I tell both of my ladies, be discreet about shit that goes on in this house. If we have negativity, let's deal with it in this household, right? But to keep negativity, this is what I teach my household and myself. Seek the Lord 10 times more. Study 10 times more. Shit, fast 10 times more. I'm not going to be bored. You can't be bored because we're always trying to give more. We're returning back to the Lord, right? Um, uh, these are certain things you can do while we're in this captivity, because this place is full of distractions, right? This place is full of insecurities, right? It's a lot of things that make you insecure, let alone you could be a brother in the truth. Regardless, if I'm in the truth, I'm still a man. I see most women, if you ain't got a specific type of car or some type of money, a woman not gonna want to talk to you, right? So you can have some men out here that's bringing in more money, and it could still be some women that believe they Israelites, and they would be compelled that this man has money and a car that he has, and they'll want that man, but that man spiritually is not inclined for her. He either gonna be beating her, and at the end of the day, that woman gonna date that man, and that marriage is not gonna be longevity. You know, it's because a lot of us are making worldly decisions. A lot of us is making decisions off of feelings. A lot of us don't want to study because of feelings. If we was to get on a deeper level and look at things spiritual, our oppressors gave us this education, but we make sure we tell our kids to get up at 6 or 7 or 8 and get ready for school. We make sure we make them go to school. We make sure that we went to school when we was in school. So you telling me you can't make yourself study the Lord, study who you is, but the hardest thing for you to do is not do none of this. The hardest thing for you to do is accept what I'm saying, right? I'm gonna just read this. Nope, I don't have a precept. Okay, so I'm gonna read a precept somebody just dropped. Hold on, y'all. Uh, so it's a precept. A brother. Oh, Shalom, Stephanie. Yasharal. It's a brother named, oh yeah, 12 we chosen. He put, King, I'm still on the milk. Is that going to keep me from making it to the kingdom? uh because you still in the milk, is that gonna keep you from the kingdom? Oh hell no, that's not gonna keep you keep you from the kingdom. You just, while you still here, you want to keep yourself occupied in the oracles of God. You know, it's two things we can, it's multiple things we can do while you building yourself in this knowledge. Of course you're gonna read. You know, I was a baby in this thing too. The milk is part of the ministry, right? Hey, what if you knew all the prophecies, but you didn't know the sincere milk? You're still in the ministry. But if you know that you don't know none of these laws, or if you don't know none of these prophecies, the best thing for you to do is get your ass on it, you know? But that's a good question. You know what I'm saying? But I want you to know that you're definitely in this truth. Number one thing, you have to believe that Hamashiach Yahweh is the begotten son of Yahweh, and that he was sent to save the lost children of Israel. And you should be good, but you should always uh, uh, stay in the scriptures. And we can actually probably get some scriptures on that too, right? Let's see. Um, oh, okay. Uh, when you go to Second Timothy chapter 3, verse 16, it says all scriptures is given by inspiration of God and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness, that the man of God may be perfect, truly furnished unto all good works. Through the Spirit, you're trying to be furnished. You're trying to be furnished with all good works. So when you start from the sincere milk, the Lord is going to help you grow. So you have to know through the left, the right, and forward and backwards, all scriptures is given for inspiration. The scriptures is supposed to inspire you to do more, to strive more in the Most High's ministry, let alone it's profitable for doctrine. His doctrine, only one doctrine, for reproof, criticize, rebuke, to build you, to have rearrange how you move, for correction, because niggas fall off, niggas stay in one position. They want to stay low, and don't want to level up, right? So brothers need correction, for instruction in righteousness. If brothers is hungry and thirsty for righteousness, they're going to want to be corrected if they're wrong on certain things, right? Uh, I see Karatazat. Oh, Shalom, King. Let me get another one. This is Psalms 119, verse 11. It says, thy words have I hid in my heart, that I might not sin against thee. So you doing the sincere milk, you want to pray to the Lord that he don't that he hides the law, statutes, and commandments in your heart, because the laws is a very important part of the ministry. But faith without faith is impossible to please Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So the more, while you studying the sincere milk, make sure you have faith. Make sure you're growing in your faith. But other than that, uh, that's pretty good, right? And let me just say one more thing. 2 Timothy 2:15, which we already said. It says, ooh, I'll read two. So it says, study to show thyself approved unto God. So you're approving yourself unto the Most High, right? Yahweh Shem Yahushai, a workman that needed not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. So you have to rightly divide the word of truth. If you don't understand something, say if you got a breakdown, but you want to make sure it's not the wrong doctrine, is nothing wrong with saying, hey, yo, bro, is it if I see when he say over here in the New Testament, it's talking about you can eat pork, but in the Old Testament it said you can't. Brother, can you or not? To ask that question just to clear it up, that's a good thing, because then you'll understand, oh, the New Testament, what you talking about is not really talking about food. It's not talking about food. It's really a parable, right? You just got to understand it. But when the law say you can't eat pork or unclean food, it means what it means. That's a good thing to do, to ask questions, because closed mouth don't get fed, right? But some brothers might think they have it right and then go teach. And the Lord will correct you through the Spirit. He will have somebody watching your video, and then they might, hey, yo, brother, I like the spirit you got. Yo, you need to fit. Yo, look, brother's correcting me. It was many times I'm teaching, bing, and I'm over here saying Christ, Christ. Yo, brother, man, I like when you teach. But bro, can you? It be irking me. I hate when people say Christ, man. Can you fix that? Guess what? When brothers said that, I listened, because brothers was always watching. Yo, bro, you keep saying Christ, man. That lesson was good, but you kept saying Christ, brother. And then I'm thinking like, damn. At first, I'm thinking people not watching me, but then you hear brothers around you, brothers that's not around you. Yo, bro, you keep saying Christ. I had to get on that and fix it, because the Lord named not Christ. So uh you got to approve yourself for the Lord, right? And then the Lord will increase you. Then you're going to be rightly dividing the word of truth, rightly. So that's why you want to be in the right doctrine. You don't want to be watching too many people, too many different teachers. It's good to have many different teachers, but you want to make sure y'all all have the same understanding. Last one, 1 Peter 3:15. But sanctify, basically to approve Yahweh Bashem Al Shai in your hearts, and be ready always to give an answer to every man that asketh you a reason of the hope that is in you, with meekness and fear. So when you are studying, make sure you are approving yourself, because if you ever have the power to say, you know what, I want to teach, or even if you say I don't want to be a teacher, but you really out in the street telling people they Israelites. Oh, yo, in this book it say this. So if you explaining people what it say in the Bible, you have to know, you got to be ready to always give a man an answer. So study to approve yourself, so you'll be able to. Don't start speaking things that's not on your pay rate, right? So let's see if somebody else says something. I see Sirach 3:21. Seek out things that are not hard. Yeah, I brought that out earlier. Seek not out things that are too hard for thee. Neither search the things that are above thy strength. That's a fact. I just brought that out. 1 Peter 2:2. As newborn babes desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby. Right? And that goes into that Peter chapter. I mean, that goes into Psalms chapter 1, verse 3, where it says, like a tree that's planted right next to the river, and uh it gets fed by the water and it grows. So me and you have to be a tree planted near water. And that water is book, chapter, verse. Is the ministry, the wisdom and knowledge of Yahweh Shem Shai. So you are a newborn baby. Yeah. You are crawling. You're not even crawling. You just laying there. First, you don't even lay on your belly right now. You laying on your back, and then you gotta work your way to roll over. And after you learn your way to roll over, you're gonna start crawling. Then after you start crawling, you're gonna learn how to start standing. So you're a new babe in this thing. Sincere milk should be the first thing on there. 12. We chosen got another question. It says, I have another question. What are the difference between the laws, statutes, and commandments? Okay. Okay. So, like, Dang. Right. So look, I'm gonna just read this quote right here. It says, "This refers to the everlasting nature of scriptures. Today, we will use the phrase set in stone. The Bible statutes set boundaries for life. So, the statutes in the scriptures is set as boundaries for life. God, our Creator, knows our needs and what is best for us. His regulations and laws are to protect us through our journey from life. So you have the statutes, you have the laws, and you have the commandments, which is the like the meat the meat of the ministry, or the middle bottom, the middle of the body. You know, this like the 10 commandments is the body of all the other law, statutes, and commandments, right? But when you have the statutes and you have laws, you have the least and the greatest. You have minor civil civil laws, ceremony. Yeah, I said ceremony laws, civil laws, minor laws, and I forgot the other one. Ceremonies and sacrificial laws, right? And then you got the dietary laws, right? Everything has a, like it says, his regulations on what you can eat and what you can't eat, regulations on who you can lay with and who you can't lay with, regulations even if a man want multiple women, regulations on that and how you're supposed to move, regulations if a woman say she want multiple husbands, if it's allowed or not, right? Regulations on who the wives in what nation you can or what you can't marry, regulations on uh who's the priest and who's not. Now we know after Yahweh Shai, all throughout the whole 12 tribes they can teach, right? Regulations on what was the other thing? Regulations on your attire, putting on women garments or men garments. It's That's what it relates to, right? If you go to the Hebrew meaning of statues, it mean chocks. I'm probably saying it wrong. CHOQ, the word often translate as statue, is chalk in Hebrew, which means a condition or civil enactment from God, an ordinance, right? So a statue would be considered as ordinance, just like it says in the Maccabees, the first Maccabees chapter 2, verse 21. God forbid we should keep the laws in the ordinance. The ordinance would be the statutes, an enactment or decree, a limit or something subscribed, a task, portion, limit, boundary. Another word that could be used to define chalk is a requirement. So statute would mean a requirement, right? So uh in three types of laws, right? Uh the Divides the Mosaic law into three categories: moral laws, civil laws, and ceremony laws, right? Which, if you know about the Levitical priesthood, how they were sacrificing animals, that would go into the ceremonies. Let alone we have our other things that we do, right? Which would goes hand in hand with the whole thing, our feast and our high holy days. Lord willing, that gave you the understanding, which we need to do for, we need to actually do. Actually, I'm gonna bring that out. Let's go to Romans. Romans chapter 3. Romans chapter 3, verse 31. It says, does this mean that by this faith we do away with the law? No, not at all. Instead, we uphold the law. When you read in straight KJV, no, I think in NLT it said establish the law, right? We have to come out here and establish the law. We have to keep the law. We want to walk in the law. Uh, I had one in Revelations, but I forgot where it was. I forgot the verse number. Nope, that's not it. So, what was we going over before I answered that question? Was I forgot what was we was going over? Stay studying. Oh yeah, be better for the Lord. Being better for the Lord. Uh, no, that's not it. If y'all got any precepts, like I said, y'all can bring them out. Bring them out. It's hard to smell. It's hard. Where is it? Where is it? Trying to look for this precept, y'all. Salaki, y'all. Um, not be afraid of them. No. Right. So, we gotta be more of a doer. Be a doer. Uh, for Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is not do. Right. And let's get that. Let's go to First James, chapter 1, verse 22. Mm, mm. James chapter 1, verse 22. But be doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. Right? We have to be a doer for the ministry. You have to be a doer for the Lord. In order to win the approval of Yahweh Shem Shai, we have to want and have to have the desire to be a doer, right? Uh, Even if I'm going through problems and situations, I have to be a doer to reevaluate what's going on. I have to be a doer and think, should I not, speak on my relationships too much? Should I analyze? Let alone, if I want to be a better teacher, I have to be a doer. What comes with being a teacher? You will have to read, study. You will have to build up your confidence to want to open up your mouth more. You can't be a teacher if you still stuck on I'm afraid. I'm afraid to teach. I'm afraid to open my mouth. Being in the ministry is always working on your character, right? It says, for if any be a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like unto a man holding his natural face in a glass. For he upholdeth himself and goeth his way, and straightway forgetteth what manner of man he is. And that's what people do because they're not a doer. A lot of people straight away forget what manner of man he was, right? It's a lot of men out here that think they have the knowledge, right? Yo, there's a lot of men that is really strong in his truth and they holding on to pride so much. and they just think, oh man, the Lord working with me too much, man. The Lord, yo, I don't even care. Look, if you got all the knowledge, if you got every precept, you know every breakdown, that's good for you. But make sure you work on your temple, man. Make sure proudfulness don't get in that temple. Be humble. And what I mean, brothers out here should not be boasting of uh how much they put in. I might teach every day. The Lord is allowing me to do that because shit need to be talked about. But just because I'm teaching, I'm still not better than you. That don't mean I'm getting in the kingdom before you, right? Me boasting about we can't boasting about this truth don't get us nowhere. Just keep doing the work. Keep showing your light. Because then people gonna be able to see. You show your darkness, people ain't gonna be able to see. Verse 25. But whosoever looketh into the perfect law of liberty and continueth therein, he being not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work, this man shall be blessed in his deeds. Right? The best thing about it is being a doer and a hearer, being a doer and a hearer of the ministry of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Right? Ain't nothing better than being a hearer for Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Right? Let me see. Okay, that's not it. Nobody bringing out. Nobody got a precept. So what we'll do is, let me go here. Boom. Bop. Ding. I'm gonna bring out a few more precepts, and then we gonna definitely close it out. Right? Because there's a lot of people out here deceiving their own selves because they don't want to feed. They don't want to feed their temple. Right? This is First Corinthians chapter 3, verse 18. Let no man deceive himself. If any man among you seem to be wise in this world, let him become a fool, that he may be wise. I am not wise in this world, right? Now, in the world, when I was in the world smoking weed, selling drugs, I probably could say I was probably wise in some type of way. But in this world, I can't say I'm wise. But if we want to say in this world, through the spirit that I move, through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai, I have wisdom. But this wisdom was given and founded by Yahweh Shem Shai. In this world, I can't have wisdom because this world can only give you enough. 2 plus 2, then algebra, English. You can be whatever you want. Freaking let's be a doctor. All those things is good, but the wisdom of the Lord go further than those things. I actually like that one. I like that right there. I think it was verse. What was that verse? Yep, that was verse 18. Let's see if we can get something with that. Right? Brothers keep getting deceived. Right. This is Proverbs chapter 5, verse 7. Hear me now, therefore, O ye children, and depart not from the words of my mouth. The hardest thing to do is not do. The hardest thing for people to do is to not want to read, to not cleave, to not have a desire for this, to not be excited. The Lord tell us, hear me now, therefore, ye children, depart not from the words of my mouth. The Lord want us not to depart, because if you depart, you're when you depart, you showing the Lord, I want darkness, I want death, I want doom. Walking away from the Lord is a terrible way. But what does he say in Jeremiah 32 and 33? We turn the back and not the face towards Yahweh. right? Woo! Here go another one. That's crazy. Evil communication corrupts good manners. Man, 1 Corinthians 15:33, be not deceived. Evil communication corrupts good manners. People ain't gonna have good manners because they constantly having evil communication. This is another reason why I say be discreet. Be discreet, because then you ain't gonna pop up in a room and you hear people talking, having an evil communication about you. Or don't stop a lot of people talebearers in Israel. Stop telling somebody else's business in this thing. Because guess what? That same person you talking about is gonna walk in while you talking about them. And this is evil, corrupt manner, evil communication. Let alone Sirach say you shouldn't even be talking about another man's life. If that man is not there or that woman, you shouldn't even be talking shit about their damn life. Right? But this is why it's always good to approve a spirit by the spirit. I'm not about to give nobody my time. If you prideful, I don't even like prideful people. If I'm around a nigga that think he's the best, I'm the best teacher. Oh, the Lord moving with me. I don't like that shit. That shit is man, I don't even like that, brother. You a cool brother. I rock with you, but I don't rock with you. I don't like proud people, man. Now it's different when you being proud. Man, I look good, but I'm talking about the ministry. Like I got all the precepts. I'm the best teacher. I'm the deepest teacher. Those things I do not like. And if you got it, hey, that's you. For me personally, even in the world, I did not like proudful people. But you got people that's proud in different ways. Now, I'm not uh, proud when they think they know it all. That's what I don't like. But when you proud and like, I look good, I look better than you, I'm used to hearing that. So I'm not gonna say I've been around people that think they look better or they got more money. Hey, I'm used to that. But when we talk about this truth, and niggas just shining that they can teach better, they can do all of that. Clap, clap, bravo. That shit is not gonna get you in the kingdom before me. You know what I'm saying? Uh, got another one. Galatians 6:3. It says, it says, for if a man think himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself. Right? And there's a lot of people, the hardest thing to do is not do, and they're not doing. They think they something. You not doing, you think you something. Oh, I'm not going. I don't want to teach the word, man. My life good. You deceive yourself because you think there's a lot of people that don't want to teach the word. They think they better than somebody that's teaching the word. You pray filth. You pray a lot. Some people think they better than you because they pray one time, right? It could be a brother bad to haven't happened to him, but he never fast. He might look, hey, shit, I haven't fast and nothing bad happened to me. I think I might be better than some brothers because some brothers got to fast just to make good things. Like niggas think like this, women, men, just so they can have one up on you, right? And it be some women and men that want to. Some people are so secretive and not secretive. Some people are so quiet and shy. They'll cut somebody off, for certain moments. Like I might cut a brother off, and then when things get right or when things is real, real bad, now I want to call you or I want to hear from you and see from you. With that spirit, you got to know, you got to look at longevity. Some people in this truth, eventually they get used to you doing that. They're gonna learn and say, you know what, I'm not about to deal with you because you only around when something bad happened, you know, when you super happy. You know what I mean? And then you got to look at the stature of somebody. If they do that to their own friends, what did Yahweh Shai say? He said he died for his friends. So if a woman is doing that, or a man is doing that, or a man or a woman is doing that to a man or a woman, however it works, you got to look at that person through the spirit. They could be doing that with Yahweh Shai. One minute they exalting them, the next minute they not. Oh, everything good. I'm gonna pray 3 times a day. But now things is bad, I'm gonna pray less. We all deal with that problem. We need to be better. because we really be thinking we something when we really not. And every day I gotta doubt myself in this truth. I need to do better. That wasn't good enough, Gabar. Because soon as I feel like I did good, oh, I did perfect. I couldn't even top that. Then I feel like I'm overstepping myself, getting too comfortable. You feeling you fly. You better calm down. You could do better, brother. You could do better, right? Another one, when you drop down to Galatians 6 and 7, it say, "Be not deceived. God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, he shall also reap." Right, and that goes into the verse earlier that we brought out. I believe in Sirach. I believe. Let me make sure. I know I got that precept in my notes. Nope, not Sirach. What was it? No, Second Ezra 16:66. What will ye do, or how will ye hide your sins before God and his angels? Our stupidity and our pride, the Lord can see all things. That's why the Lord cannot be mocked. So whatever you reap, you sow. A sister a while back said that she's not wicked, but a man that she was with, he's wicked. But I'm not wicked. That wouldn't make sense. That means she's not really examining herself. All the wrong that she did, she just blanks it out. Even if she is doing something wrong, she might just think because Yahweh Shema Shai, I'm good. Call all Yahweh Shema Shai. But that's a wicked man. The scriptures say what it says. A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man. So if that nigga wicked, you got to evaluate yourself through the spirit. The same way as you as a man. If you a man and you feel like you moving righteous and this girl wicked, you have to look. You most likely could be wicked. Something in the spirit, something you're doing mentally, through the spirit, physically, something, some way, you have some type of wickedness with you that you have that wicked person as your wife or your husband. It is time to evaluate yourself, right? But we reap what we sow. You were sown that wicked woman or that wicked man. You were sown this stupid ass doctrine, right? You were sown the mentality that you have. You were sown laziness, being sluggard. So the Lord sowed a sluggard spirit in you, right? You like, oh, I'm not in the spirit. So the Lord sowed in you a law spirit or that saw spirit where you have the spirit of the Lord in you and he takes it from you. Some niggas just in this truth just to have the spirit and then the Lord take it. And most niggas you hear in this truth, I'm out of the spirit. I'm not feeling it today. I'm out of the spirit. Oh, I'm in the spirit. Now I'm out of the Lord be using some niggas and some females in this truth that's in the spirit 1 minute and then out of the spirit the next. A lot of us are not examining ourselves enough, right? Uh yeah, I'm not I could keep going for days. So I'm gonna just end this, man. Because I could keep going for days. Um, so with that, Lord willing, the brothers and sisters was edified. You know, I don't get on here to. I don't want to make anybody feel uh, like I'm better than y'all or you better than me. I just know the God that I believe that I am serving, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, is better than any belief that's in this world. He is better than anything that anybody want to say that's on the left hand side. So death to America and death to Esau, not on my time, but his time, because he never early and never late. He is always on time. It's your brother Adar Gabar. For me to you, get it right and get it tight. Get your mind right and get your spirit tight. Passover is almost here. The death spirit is already flowing. Like the 10 plagues. The 10 plagues happened before Passover. And look at all this bullshit that been happening in America and outside of America, in the world. It's before Passover, just like we read in just like it is in Exodus with the 10 plagues. We have a little bit of disasters right before Passover. That is a sign through the Spirit. Uh, we uh, we have a lot of dirt and disaster in our life, a lot of confusion in our life, but it's time to fix it because ahead we have the Lord. Just like ahead, Passover is coming. Ahead of us is the Sabbath day, and the head of us is the next new moon, right? Always look ahead, but always look above, because the only way you can find love is above. You pray and your prayers go up, but what comes down like rain is blessings. In order to receive blessings, you always got to give to the Lord. You either give in action, you give in faith, you give in prayer, right? You, like we said, we give in action and we give in faith. And then the Lord always returns it down with blessings. We give, he gives. But it's always better to give than receive. And it's like we're playing a game with the Lord. Who can give the most? The Lord is always giving to us. But when are we going to actually stop and start giving back to the Lord? And it's really not giving your riches and your money. It's about giving your temple, giving your spirit, giving your heart to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai with all your soul, might, and spirit. Lord willing, you got it. And with that, Shalom, Kwam Yasharallah, till next time.